Hello, this is Dan Collins from the Dan Collins Report blog for Traders Exclusive. Today I want to talk to you about managed futures again, particularly its most common strategy, and that's long-term trend following. Long-term trend following has been around for more than 30 years, starting with the legends like John Henry and Bill Dunn and Bill Eckhart, and it's the most successful strategy for managed futures there is because it survived so long. Strange thing is, it doesn't always get a lot of respect. You hear people always looking for something new, something different, whether it's option strategies or short-term strategies. But the fact of the matter is, long-term trend following is the most successful strategy. It withstood the test of time. So why is it disrespected? Not sure. One reason, and it's important if you're looking at diversifying your portfolio, to first get into a trend following program. Often brokers who offer these strategies share in the brokerage fees. So one thing you have to ask whoever you're talking to about making investments is, how are they making money for it? Because if they're making money on brokerage, maybe that's why they're pushing more of the short-term strategies. Trend following, as I said, has been successful for years. It goes through bad periods. I started writing about it in 2000. 99, 2000 were bad years. In 2001, people said trend following is dead. 2004, 5, and 6 were kind of rough years for trend following. People said trend following is dead. 2011 and 2012 were tough years. They're saying it again. But like I said, it's withstood the test of time. So one thing when you're making investments, you have to talk to someone. You have to understand where they're making their money. And it's best to have someone whose interests are aligned with yourselves. So if they're making money based on the performance like you are and like the manager is, then all your interests are aligned, and that's the best way to go. Not to say that there aren't good short-term strategies, there are, but it's more difficult. And just to tell you how more difficult it is, Covenant Capital Management, a very strong manager who's been around for 10 years. When I was at Futures, I profiled them as an hot emerging CTA, then as a top trader of the year. They're super long term. They have a round turns per millions traded of around 200. Just for perspective, I think average is somewhere between 2,000 to 3,000 round turns per million. Very active short-term strategies could have 10,000 round turns per million. They estimate that somewhere between like 6 and 9% of their returns that they save because of their brokerage costs. So when you're talking about an active short-term program, think about 8%. They have to be 8% better to make money. That's a tough hurdle. The other thing I want to say about long-term trend following is there's more diversity in that space than given credit for. So don't be somebody who says, oh, I'm in Witten, I'm in one program, now I need a short-term, now I need a counter trend. You can have several. There's more diversity within that space. So it's 70% of the CTA universe. So don't say I have one long-term trend followers, now I'm looking for something else. Since the beginning, academics says that trend following can't work. And that's based on the efficient market hypotheses. But I believe that's been proven wrong. That was proven wrong by Benoit Mandelbrot in the 50s. Markets aren't efficient. That's been proven over time. So I just want to reiterate to you, when you're looking about making an investment, the brokers, make sure your interests are aligned. Don't forget long-term trend following. There's a lot of people who believe that, there are a lot of technicians out there that believe we may be at a historic high in the equity markets right now. The one thing that managed futures has proven is that it's non-correlated to equities markets in normal market conditions and negatively correlated in bad market conditions, which means it's particularly important if you believe that we could be near a historic high. So look to invest in managed futures and don't leave out the long-term trend followers. They're the most proven strategy out there. This is Dan Collins. Have a great day.